She staggers in your direction, taking convulsions, joints click, and bones crack. As lifeless limbs lurch and twist, every cell begs you to flee, but you're cemented there, scrutinizing every detail. Your mind sees a person, your body prepares for whatever's holding the strings. Moments earlier, you just arrived, haven't even flipped the light switch, fumbling around, putting down your bags and your mail. You walked right past and didn't even notice until now. She's there, swallowed by night, rooted, stone-faced. She's normal, enough. Arms dangle at her sides, head leaning forward, slightly. Stringy strands shroud her face, revealing a smile. Though the mouth's edge pulls a little too wide, with one side lifting higher than the other. And this is why your pulse quickens. Not that she's a stranger, not her rigidity. It's that you know she's human. Maybe. The uncertainty that her dead eyes, slow, stilted gestures, a deadpan stare, means she's something else. Then a step towards you. Her shoulders don't shift when her weight changes. Her arms don't swing. Her head stays put, almost like she was dragged forward. Then she takes another and another. You want to back away, and you're not sure why. There's no weapon, no blood, no screaming threat. Just a person. Almost. She stops, head rises, her smile stretches, even more now. And you realize she's performing. She knows what a person should look like, how they should act, but presents all wrong. And just like that, we've come full circle. Her limbs snap into motion, one piece at a time, with the same static smile. Now, something primal takes over. Before you even register what's happening, you run. The fear is difficult to describe. You see, it could be many things. Too grotesque, too perfect, or just maybe unassuming. So human that you accept it as one, until something glitches. An unsettling, eerie dread, also known as Uncanny Valley. I'm your host, Melissa Nunes, and welcome to Candidly Cryptic, your source for all things strange, spooky, and unexplained. In 1970, Japanese roboticist Masahiro Mori published a short story titled Ukimi no Tani, The Uncanny Valley. He noticed the more human the engineer's creations became, the more uneasy they would make people feel. Metal body, mechanical arms, looking like a robot, so he expected to behave as one. Now give it hands, a face, eyes, and expressions. Mori argued that when the emotional connection increases, instead of liking it more, our comfort suddenly collapses, literally. The graph Mori imagined drops sharply downward into a valley, where something somewhat familiar is instead disturbing. Imagine Mori's example, prosthetic hand with skin, nails, wrinkles, and veins. But when you embrace it, it's cold, limp, soft, tricked by the realism, expecting one thing, but experiencing another, making the effect even stronger. A mannequin, supposedly motionless, moving. A portrait, still, with a following gaze. In Mori's original essay, he described a robot shown at the 1970 Osaka World Exposition. a face designed to emulate human expression using artificial muscles. However, when the speed of the smile was altered, the expression felt wrong. Sure, the face was right, but the timing gave it away, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Scientists in Tokyo have managed to make a robot with a special type of skin, smile. They found a new method of binding human-like skin tissue to mechanical, robotic materials. The team of scientists hopes that this study can help humanoids increase mobility, self-healing, and appear more human.
And that got neuroscientists asking, what happens inside the brain when we see something uncanny? What followed was an experiment from Associate Professor of Cognitive Studies 𝙈𝙤𝙨𝙖𝙨 and researchers including neuroscientist 𝙀𝙬𝙗𝙨𝙖𝙨, roboticist 𝘰𝙀𝙀𝘬, cognitive neuroscientist John Driver, and neuropsychologist Chris Firth. Their paper titled "The Thing That Should Not Be: Predictive Coding, an Uncanny Valley in Perceiving Human and Humanoid Robot Actions," where fMRI was used to monitor participants as they watched three types of movement: a human being who looked and acted as such, a robot who also looked and acted as such, and an android who looked human but moved like a machine. The results with the human and the robot were nothing special. The android is where the researchers saw the disconnect. The participants saw one thing and anticipated another. A human body should move like a human, and when it didn't, what followed became known as a prediction error, leaving the brain constantly guessing what should happen next. We've watched people our entire lives, so our brain already knows when something gets incredibly close, but not close enough. However, almost humans frightened us long before androids.
𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀.
In 1860, German author E.T.A. Hoffmann published a story called The Sandman. A mysterious young woman, Olympia, captivates our protagonist, Nathaniel. She's beautiful, graceful, quiet, and unnaturally attentive. She sits still for long spans of time. Responses are limited, and her movements are calculated. People think she's odd. Nathaniel is intrigued, infatuated. We come to learn she's no woman. She's an automaton. Not only does the revelation destroy the illusion of Olympia, it casts suspicion towards everyone else. Men start questioning their partners, investigating imperfections, little irregularities that would prove their humanity. Long before Maury, psychologists were interested in why humans were uncomfortable with the almost familiar. In 1906, Ernest Jentsch published On the Psychology of the Uncanny, arguing that uncanniness could come from the uncertainty of whether something was alive or dead, natural or artificial. Sigmund Freud later expanded in his 1919 essay, The Uncanny, exploring how something familiar could suddenly become frighteningly unfamiliar. Now, more than a century later, we're still asking why that boundary disturbs us. In the categorization difficulties associated with negative evaluation in the uncanny valley phenomenon, Associate Professor of Psychology Yuki Yamada, Senior Research Scientist Takehiro Kawabe, and Associate Professor of Psychology Keiko Ihaya found we're uncomfortable with the things we failed to categorize, leading to a darker theory. In Too Real for Comfort, Uncanny Responses to Computer-Generated Faces, researcher Colin McDormand and colleagues explored how this phenomenon overlaps with our sensitivity to potential biological threats, disease, injury, and death, which is why our brains interpret these abnormalities as signs of something potentially dangerous, now that something horror can exploit.
One wish, Willow. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
I love you so, 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 so.
out so much.
Do you still think I'm pretty?
Wait, in Curry Barker's obsession, there's no denying Nikki's humanity. But she does change. Oddities and eccentricities, always escalating. Pupil-blown dilation, black and empty, unblinking stares. Severed strides as feet trace the ground, backward in a smooth, contrived cadence, being forcefully rewound.
Love you in every reality, dear.
I love you too. Thrill me! What the fuck? Nikki, stop! Oh my god! Stop, please! Nikki, you're scaring me!
Makeup artist 𝘰𝙀𝘶𝘚 manipulated her features through highlight and shadow. She's still Nikki until she moves under the light. In the dark, we see her, but we don't recognize her.
Can you come back to bed?
No.
In the ring, Samara's body lunges in ways that don't behave quite like ours. In Smile, a sincere expression is distorted, held a little too long, and void of all of its warmth. But one of the eeriest examples comes from Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Pulse, Cairo. She walks forward in a fluid, slow-motion stride, but her balance shifts in a violent pitch, stumbling. Her head dips in an acute tilt, visible under a ribbon of harsh light, flowing through the space, quietly, relentlessly. Now innovation thrusts Mora's theories even further. AI instantly delivers synthetic videos, deepfakes, and artificial humans, where the mistakes speak volumes. An extra finger, floating figures, mismatched gazes, speech failing to sync with mouths, and warped textures. Sometimes just noticeable, if you squint. Other times, so obvious, it's off-putting. And we're back, in the room, with her. Except now we understand the unease. Her face, human. Her eyes, human. Her smile, human, but not human enough, not enough to keep up with the performance. Arms hang dead at her sides. She takes a step, jerking forward, taut lips stretched, crooked, long, and lifeless. So what do we have to fear? It isn't that she looks like us. She didn't even try to convince you. It's that she got close enough to almost fool you. You see, she just needs a second for you to believe it, and by then, it's already too late. Thanks for tuning in on another episode of Candidly Cryptic. If you enjoy all things strange, spooky, and unexplained, please follow for more.